Well, nearly 4 days after the tragic fire at the Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub, which claimed 25 innocent lives, the club's owners, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, have been detained by the Thai police in Phuket. You're watching NewsX Deep Dive with me, Vineet Malhotra, and in today's episode, we trace the Luthra brothers' cowardly escape, Indian authorities' grueling efforts, and their subsequent capture in Thailand. Well, on the intervening night of 6th and 7th December, a devastating fire broke out at the Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub in Goa's Arpora village. The packed weekend crowd stood no chance in the face of the massive blaze in an establishment with essentially non-existent fire safety protocols. But as the fire broke out around 11:45 p.m., towering into a massive inferno sometime after midnight, as police, fire tenders and ambulances rushed to the spot, pulling out 25 bodies and taking countless injured to the hospital, where the people who own the club is the question. Who were supposed to be responsible for the lives of those who came into their business? Even as smoke still billowed from their 50,000 square feet island nightclub, the Luthra brothers had already put their escape plan into motion. Far from the flames that ravaged their club and customers, the Luthra brothers booked their tickets to evade accountability and investigation. According to official records, within hours of the fire breaking out, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra booked their flight tickets to Thailand. Immigration data shows that the duo logged on to a travel portal at around 1:17 a.m. on the 7th of December, while rescue teams were still battling the fire, and later boarded Indigo flight 6E1073 from Delhi to Phuket, departing early in the morning, rather escaping in the morning. Well, the fire call was made at around 11:45 p.m. on the 6th of December. As firefighters arrived by 12:02 a.m., beginning rescue operations, the Luthra brothers had already planned their escape. While emergency personnel attempted to bring the flames under control and rescue those trapped, the Luthra brothers had booked and boarded their flight to Phuket by 5:30 a.m. the next morning. With the probe kicking off in earnest, law enforcement authorities moved swiftly into action. Suspecting an attempt to evade investigation, the Goa police issued a lookout circular at international airports to prevent their exit. Within 2 days, authorities coordinated with the Central Bureau of Investigation and Interpol to issue a blue corner notice. Coordinating with Indian authorities, the Interpol issued a blue corner notice, an international alert usually used to track fugitive across borders. The notice clearly states that the two, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, organized a fire show at their club without taking proper care and caution and without providing fire safety equipments. The notice specified that despite having knowledge that the said restaurant did not have an emergency exit door on the ground floor as well as at the deck to evacuate in the case of an emergency, they went on to organize the said fire show. Investigation also found that the brothers, along with the accused, were operating the said restaurant without obtaining essential permission or licenses from competent authorities. Authorities also stated that subjects Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra have since been absconding and, if located, will be requested to join the investigation. Indian law enforcement also revealed that it had booked the duo alongside their other accused under various sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, including those sections pertaining to culpable homicide not amounting to murder, punishable by life imprisonment or jail up to 10 years and fine. The endangerment of life or personal safety, as well as negligent conduct with respect to fire or combustible matters. While agencies were operating with heightened vigilance, coordinating with diplomatic channels to bring the brothers home to face justice, for 4 days, the Luthra brothers were chilling at the Indigo Hotel at Phuket's Patong Beach. Notably, the sprawling boutique hotel located by the beach cost around Rs 23 to 29,000 per night. Back home, authorities continued their efforts to ensure justice for those who lost their lives in the nightclub fire. Goa police sought the suspension of the brothers' passport, which was granted by the Ministry of External Affairs on the December of 10th. The same day, the duo's legal team filed a 4-week anticipatory bail application in Delhi's Rohini court, claiming that they wanted to return and join the probe. Their plea for interim protection was declined by the Delhi court, even as their lawyers argued that the Luthras had not fled the country but were on a business trip, and maintained that they were licensees, not owners of the nightclub. However, as the efforts to close in on the brothers intensified from all sides, the law finally caught up with them earlier today. The Royal Thai Police traced the brothers to a resort in Kathu after receiving intel from Indian agencies. Pictures show both Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra handcuffed and in the custody of Thailand police and immigration authorities. The duo have currently been moved to an immigration center for further processing. Visuals even show the detention center in Phuket, where the brothers have been kept as the process to deport them back to India is now formally underway. The extradition process is expected to proceed under the India-Thailand Treaty, which has previously been used to return Indian fugitives from Thailand. This marks the end of a frantic 5-day manhunt that spanned 2 countries and the beginning of the process to bring the Luthra brothers back to India to face the investigation into one of Goa's deadliest nightclub fires. Indian authorities have made clear that their focus is now to bring the duo to face culpable homicide and related charges in connection with the tragedy. Let's talk about this and what does this mean for the entire spectrum of nightclubs and edifices and buildings and establishments that operate without the proper paperwork or licenses. Joining us on the program is Mr. M.L. Sharma, former Special Director of the CBI. Mr. Sharma, I appreciate you taking out the time and speaking to us, sir. Well, of course, the brothers are going to deny that they were on a business trip, but the fact of the matter is that they booked their flight just hours, rather minutes before they took off. But what we are seeing, sir, at this point in time is just a tip of the iceberg. This is a symptom that we see when it comes to this negligence and the harm that comes out of the negligent behavior of the people who are involved in such illegal activities. What do you think of this entire case? Is this basically a wake-up call for the government as well in various states as well as the centre, to look at fire safety norms more seriously?
Very right you are. It is a wake-up call because they are such a vast country, so many big towns and people being fond of nightclubs and things like that. So now fire is a hazard, serious hazard for these clubbers, and fire safety norms are not being followed. Now the central government has formulated a building code. Now building code provides for fire safety norms as to where the fire extinguishers will be located, where will be the emergency exit routes, and where will be the provisioning of water and things like that. These are not being followed. That's why such tragedies happen. Even though such tragedies happen in developed countries where there are regular licenses issued and where safety norms follows, that is force majeure. Where India, safety norms are just not being followed. So certainly the state governments will wake up and will see that fire safety norms formulated by the government of India are followed. So truly it's a wake-up call. I'm glad that they have been now. Other day I said on your channel that Phuket is a small town relatively, and therefore it won't be difficult for the authorities to find them. They have been found, and they'll be, as you said, and papers also say that they'll be deported, not extradited, because extradition is a legal process. It's time-taking process. Such urgent cases, extradition proceedings are avoided, and and deportation process is sorted too, which means the person is physically handed over to the Indian authorities. This will happen. I think couple of hours he'll be back to India. Then his remand will be taken some Delhi court, and he'll be taken to Goa, where police remand will be taken. They'll be questioned, and as you rightly pointed out, absconding or leaving the country post the incident instead of tending to the injured persons and taking other ameliorative steps, they ran away. This is a very, very serious misconduct on their part. Post-crime conduct is relevant under Section 8 of the evidence. This will certainly go against them, and the charges, as the newspapers say, will be culpable homicide. It's a serious charge. It involves a heavy punishment. So, but trial in India takes a lot of time. Doesn't matter. The big thing is that they have been caught and they've been put up in the court.
Fair enough, sir. Appreciate you taking out the time and shedding light on this important aspect of this much important case. An unfortunate incident which transpired in Goa just a few days ago. We take a short break. Be right back.